Now, if I can be serious for a moment, more than 100 million people were killed in wars during the 20th century, and the total number of people ever killed by wars could be as many as 1 billion. Einstein described war as a cloak that covers acts of murder, and Antoine de Saint-Exupéry called it a disease like typhus. With all that in mind, here is my question to you. Why did Hitler have such a silly moustache?
Thank God for that. I thought I was on the wrong show for a minute. Well, not very serious.
I'm sure you'd agree with my description of war there, wouldn't you?
I would absolutely. This is a difficult show for me to be on because I'm a Quaker pacifist. So I'm not an ideal person.
Were you born a Quaker?
No, I wasn't. I was a Quaker by convincement, as they call it.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
And because my family, the Fry family, were very early Quakers.
Of course they were. Of course they were.
It's a very admirable thing, and the pacifism is taken very seriously, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it's a lovely thing until Hitler comes along, and then it's not much use.
Well, if we'd have done something about it before Hitler came along, then maybe it would.
You shaved his moustache.
And I think the reason he had that moustache is he was probably a fan of Oliver Hardy.
Ah, well, it's certainly true that they were popular in the 20s and increasingly in the 30s. Well, Charlie Chaplin, of course, is best known. But supposedly Hitler changed from what was a relatively bushy moustache. You may have seen a famous photograph of him as a Gefreiter, a corporal in the First World War. There he is on the left. But there are a couple of stories. No one's quite sure which is true. There was a fellow who served with him, Alexander Moritz Fry, great-uncle Alexander. He was in the same regiment in the First World War as Hitler, and he said that Hitler trimmed it into the familiar toothbrush in order to fit into the gas mask properly. Oh. Fry's account is controversial, apparently. He went on to become a satirist and fantasy novelist, starting a family tradition.
So here's the point about Hitler. He's judged very harshly by history, but he did kill Hitler.
I can't take that away from you, Jimmy.
Credit when credit is due.
That's true. Some historians believe that Hitler only adopted the tash in 1919, and his sister-in-law, who lived in Liverpool... Well, she had one as well. She may have done. Do you know what her name was?
Muriel.
Almost, as it were.
Gauss Adolf.
Bridget Hitler.
Bridget Hitler.
Yeah, that was her name. Bridget Hitler.
Bridget Hitler?
Yeah. Yes, she was married to Alois Jr., who was Hitler's half-brother. And they had a son, William Patrick Hitler.
Billy Hitler.
William Patrick Hitler went to America and won a Purple Heart in the Navy.
Changed his name, I presume.
Eventually, to Stuart Houston, I think. And he claimed he wanted to forget anything to do with his uncle, but he named his first son Alexander Adolf Stuart Houston. Anyway, yes, Bridget, in her memoir, said that he came to visit Liverpool and that she told him that he should trim the ends of his moustache to make it less bushy. But, as she put it, as in most things, he went too far. But you know, it's a recipe for a disastrous marriage. Oh, Joe.
Dead vicar.
It would be. It would be. Right.
Yep. Live vicar, lovely couple, escaped Bengali tiger.
Yeah, that's really tricky.
You've painted a word picture, Greg. Let's think first about budget.
The price of the wedding.
The price of the wedding, yeah.
Is it about 20 grand now?
But, yeah, is that a good thing? I mean, does that affect the long-term...
So the more you spend doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have a happier marriage.
It's actually, the more you spend, the shorter the marriage.
Huh?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Isn't that extraordinary?
Really?
Mine should be over in a couple of weeks. What's the bloody fortune?
It was economists at Emory University, Atlanta, who discovered this. They found an inverse correlation between money spent and how long it lasts. Those who spent less than $1,000, which is what, £700, had divorce rates 53% below average, while those who spent more than $20,000, you were talking about that as a sum, had divorce rates 46% above average. But what about numbers who attend weddings? Is that a similar inverse correlation? The more who come, the shorter the marriage?
So, because of the cost factor.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, the reverse is true. The more people who witness the wedding, the longer
it lasts. So you've got to have a cheap wedding with lots of people. That seems to be the key. This is Randy Olson, a PhD student at Michigan State. He found that couples who marry in front of more than 200 people are 92% less likely to get divorced than those who only have a few witnesses.
Really, you want to get married in Selfridges on Christmas Eve?
Or maybe, if you want to really cheap and cheerful, but lots of people, maybe somewhere like McDonald's in Hong Kong. For $900, you could get 200 guests at a McDonald's.
McDonald's happy marriage.
And it's a happy marriage. You get a 2-hour venue rental. You get 50 McDonald Land character gifts. You get 2 McDonald balloon wedding
Yeah,
rings.
but how many burgers do you get? Come on, give us that info. I'm thinking about getting remarried.
It's a very simple ceremony, isn't it? You point to the bride. Do you love it? I'm loving it.
Now, last night I tossed 2 heads at the same time. What are the chances? What? I don't understand. What are you doing?
No.
What?
Yeah, no, it's fine.
No, I think I misunderstood. I misunderstood.
It's completely fine. 2 coins at the same time.
Yeah, a coin here, a coin there. I just want to know what the odds are.
So I'm tempted to say 1 in 3, but I bet it's not.
Well,
It's 7 in 94.
no, you've got 2 coins. Right?
Yeah.
There are 4 possible outcomes. There's heads, tails,
Yeah.
tails, and tails, heads.
Tails,
Yeah.
heads.
So it's
why
1
not
in
only
4.
1 in 4? 1 in 4.
1 in 4.
Does it have anything to do with whether you normally toss with your right hand?
Let's assuming it's an equal toss. The thing is that it's not that difficult a thing to understand mathematically. But this was given to members of Parliament as a question in 2012. 60% of MPs got it wrong.
Did that include the Chancellor of the Exchequer?
Well, there was a split on party lines. 47% of the Tories got it wrong, and 77% of Labour MPs got it wrong.
Now, listen, I should have said this at the beginning. I have to be very honest. I'm phobic about maths.
No, I understand. I was like you. I was also. My father's a mathematician, physicist, and I was phobic about maths.
Yeah.
I always said I'm allergic to maths. I can't do it.
But actually, it's very beautiful, isn't it? It's really...
Oh,
I wish
love
one
it,
could be
yeah.
turned on to it.
Yeah.
I'm going to get turned on tonight to maths.
All right.
My thinking, Stephen, is if it's a head and a tail, that's one outcome.
Yeah.
And then a tail and a tail and a head and a head. I'm not counting which coin does a thing. I'm still sticking with 3.
Then you take it 1 in 3.
And you're still wrong. What do moon starers do, and why might they call themselves that?
Well, the clue would appear to be in the question.
It's too obvious. I'd say they watch bare arses all the time.
Yeah. Is it stated as an anagram of astronomers?
Yay! Points to you.
Good work.
That was done fast.
It's not an anagram. It's an aptogram. Sorry.
I'll never win Sandy Times,
What's an aptogram? An aptogram is an anagram where the word means roughly the same.
Like Apple Macintosh and laptop machines.
Yeah.
Semolina is no meal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, moonstarer is an anagram of astronomer. In what time in history was that a relevant thing? The idea of anagrams and astronomers.
Well, it must have been around the time of Galileo, surely.
It was indeed the early 17th century.
But he wouldn't have spoken English, so why would he have changed his name to Moonstarer?
This is an example of an anagram. He didn't use English anagrams, he used
Latin.
Latin anagrams. There he is. Why would they have used Ars Magna, great art?
Oh, and that's moon as the arse.
And Ars Magna
And
is
then
an
Magna is
anagram
a-
of anagrams. So, yeah. But anyway,
Because the church took a dim view of
not because of the church, although the church did take a dim view of what he did. And
I like his very casual approach to the telescope. He's just sort of... No, I'm going to have a cigarette, and now I'm going to look again.
Was it just to make the whole thing more fun?
If only it was
know?
that. In fact, even in his day, there was scientific rivalry. So if you discovered something and you wanted to tell a friend about it, you didn't want anyone else to intercept the news, you gave it in anagram form.
It's like codes at school.
Yes, it is exactly that.
Do you think they ever used to, like, rub around the telescope with ink and then run away and they'd be like, oh, what's that? Oh, no, my eye!
Who was his great rival and friend?
Is it an anagram?
Copernicus.
No, it wasn't Copernicus, it was Kepler.
Oh.
And he sent him an anagram because he'd discovered the rings of Saturn in 1610.
No, not Saturn, that's Uranus.
Sorry, I'm laughing at the wrong one.
It's still the bird.
I think one of them was funny.
And he sent Kepler this.
Oh, my.
Smiles Merlin.
Yes,
No
Vittorious.
Stick that way the sun don't
It's
shine.
pretty obvious what he's putting there.
Yep.
It's a Latin phrase. It actually is an
I've
anagram.
discovered the rings of Saturn.
Yes, it is that. Altissimum planetam tergeminum observavi.
OK.
I've observed the highest planet to be triplets.
Does he mean he's seen the moons of it or something? What does he mean by
Well, he
triplets?
thought they were moons, but in fact we now know them to be rings.
That must have been so exciting. Do you not think? It must have been so thrilling. Just that one moment when that suddenly has happened and nobody else has seen it.
I think it's quite clever. I didn't even thought about it, but they worked out their planets because they were moving across the sky and the stars weren't. I think it's just the first thing that made them think
Oh, I know.
something was afoot.
And that's what
That one's moved.
Yeah.
Why is that star moved? It's not a star, it's Jupiter.
Yeah, and planet is from the Greek for wanderer. It means a wanderer.
They do this thing in, I don't know if they're still doing it, but they did it for a long time, once a month in Reykjavik. The government would turn out all the street lighting and there would be a lecture on the public radio about the stars. And people would go outside and they'd got rid of all the ambient light and you could look up and listen to the public lecture about what you were looking at. Do you not think that would be a wonderful
To astronomers, anything that isn't hydrogen or helium is a metal. Even apparently normal metals can be quite deceptive, as this trick shows. I'm going to get a glass of water and I'll get a teaspoon.
Right.
Oh, I'll just prove that it is water. I'll drink it.
That just proves it might be vodka.
Well, it proves at least that it's not sulfuric acid or something. Because what I'm going to do is try and make this teaspoon disappear. It may not work. I'm not a good magician. I'm a great magician. And so we stir it here, and I don't... Oh, no. Oh, it might not work, it might work. I don't know. Oh... Yeah, it seems to have worked. Right. Thank you. That's rather good, isn't it?
Rather good.
That's good.
In fact, on this occasion, it wasn't a magic trick, and it's something you can do. I'll give you your water, and you'll notice the water is rather warm.
Oh, it's warm.
It's warm water.
Warm water.
And I'll give you a couple of spoons. They are metal. They're metal spoons, but the
Are
metal...
they made out of Alka-Seltzer?
Yes. They might as well be. They're made out of gallium. And gallium is a metal, a very useful metal, but it has the quality that it melts, as Alan is showing, in water.
Oh, you wouldn't want that of your teaspoon.
No, it wouldn't make a practical teaspoon.
That's lasting less time than a biscuit.
Yeah. That's it. Now, if you stir it, it'll happen more quickly.
Oh, good Lord, look at that.
Yeah.
That would be the most annoying teaspoon in the
It really would.
But it's like Terminator's teaspoon.
Yeah, exactly. It is. Terminator 2, it should be said.
Yes, Terminator 2-spoon.
Hey! Well, I hope you're impressed with that.
I'm very impressed.
Yeah, it's not poisonous gallium, so you can drink it again.
I shan't.
OK, you can put your glasses away. There you are. Top man.
Delicious.
What was the matter with the Gilbert U238 Atomic Energy Children's Chemistry Set?
Did it have uranium in it?
It sure did. That's what...
glowing green.
That's what U238 is, yeah, absolutely. It contained uranium and other sources of alpha, beta and gamma radiation, including good, healthy polonium, which was in there. Yeah, and it included a Geiger counter and instructions on how to mine for uranium. And,
This is the start of the Iranian weapons program. We have the kit.
the packaging said it was completely safe and harmless. It was sold in 1951, 1952 for $49.50, which is about £300 now.
Whoa.
So it was pricey?
It was pricey.
You wanted your polonium even then, it cost you?
And that's why they stopped making it.
Because it was too expensive?
Yeah, the margins were not good enough for them to make much of a profit on it. As you see, it says along the top, another Gilbert Hall of Science product. And
It also says exciting and safe.
Yeah. That's right, absolutely.
I'm not sure those two things go together.
They don't.
My friend in science dared me to eat some iron filings, and I did it. I got in a lot of trouble. Because my teacher was a magnet. No, but...
Did you then draw a beard? Did you, like, move it around?
I had to go and see the head science teacher and stand in front of the whole class and explain that I'd eaten iron filings. For about 2 years, I was the boy that ate iron filings.
That's a Channel 4 documentary. Yeah. That's fantastic. Yeah. Well, the guy responsible, who's called Alfred Carlton Gilbert, and he came up with a number of sets for children. I mean, there was a chemistry set which contained ammonium nitrate, which is the principal ingredient for fertiliser bombs.
You like the stuff, the good stuff.
Yeah, you like to give kids exactly the good stuff.
Agent Orange.
The first experiment in that kit was to make gunpowder.
He just didn't like children, did he?
But his most famous invention is huge in America. It's the American equivalent of Meccano, which is called Erecta. And there it is. Are there giggles from our audience? Because it contains the word erect. Well, there you are.
They're still all smiling out there now.
Because almost everything we think we know about the world is wrong, we've given you each a map so you can refresh your memories. Yep, there it is. A map of the world.
Is that wrong? You're telling us that's wrong?
Well, the sea is where the land should be. So I'm saying yes.
I don't mind that. It shakes things up a bit.
It does, doesn't it? It's wrong in other ways.
OK.
But it's a representation, so we'll forgive it for not being perfectly accurate.
OK.
Because it's flat.
It's flat, yeah.
And the Earth is round. If we were on a direct flight from Madrid to Montana, which American states beginning with an M would we fly over on the way?
America. That one?
None.
None?
No,
Not
because
American?
you go over the top. You go straight over the top.
Is exactly right. Yes, that's right. Very good. We can show you the route here.
You might go over Manitoba.
Yeah.
Yes, you do go over Manitoba. You miss all the American states. It seems not to be a straight line, but of course, on a globe, it is the shortest distance to go that way. If you were to go what seems a straight line on flat paper, it would actually be going
Although
around the
Madrid
curvature
is
of
on
the
the
Earth with a
same
longer line.
line of latitude as New York.
It is, yeah.
So you could go around that way.
Well, you know, it's still further.
So you've got
You've got a little globe there. You can try it with a piece of string.
OK.
OK,
Let's do that.
You can have a look.
Where's Madrid?
Where's did you get Madrid?
There's Madrid.
Madrid.
So there you
There you are, viewers.
Yeah.
I've illustrated it perfectly.
You're right, it went nearly over Winnipeg.
Go over Winnipeg and Regina.
No, you see, and you compare that.
Regina, darling,
you say.
Regina, the Queen.
If you compare the string with the lines of latitude on the globe, you've come so much further up, haven't you? Because the line of latitude would be all the way along that way.
Yeah.
So how much
Need more
further is
string.
it?
You need more string. Are you wrestling with the world here?
Yes.
Aren't we all, Steve?
Yes. It's beautifully said.
Well, that's solved a lot of... Yeah. That's an excellent in-flight tool for any airhead.
Yes.
Explaining where you're going.
Just got a colour in Scotland yellow. I don't want to be the same colour as England.
No.
What we have here is a particular kind of view of the world. It's a 16th century cartographer.
Ricardo Montalban.
No, his name was Gerard Merchant, but it wasn't. It was Latinised.
Gerard
Mercator.
Merchant.
Gerardus
Mercator.
Mercator. Well done, Chris, exactly. It's called the Mercator projection. And it was the first time
the world was expressed in such a way that sailors could navigate using straight lines from the compass. But in order to do that, you had to compromise the reality of the shape of the continents. So Africa became, for example, much smaller. Everything near the equator was squashed.
Yeah.
Sometimes people think that this was a sort of imperialist thing to make the centre
Britain
of Europe
enormous.
look
Yeah.
bigger, but it wasn't actually anything to do with that. It was, as always, to make money. It was for commerce and trade. Well, there you are. The Great Circle route is a roundabout way of going in a straight line. Which of these did they not have in the Middle Ages?
Sweet. No.
Sure.
Iron Maiden.
Well...
They didn't have iron...
Well, no, I'm not very... Yeah, I'm aware there is a group. The most medieval thing seems that thing with the spikes that you put someone in.
Yes.
That'll be the thing they didn't actually have then. And was...
You are absolutely right. The Iron Maiden, that, as you say, that sort of sarcophagus with spikes, they weren't even thought of or imagined until
I imagine they were-
1793.
Oh, I was going to say I thought they were invented by Paul Daniels or something.
Spanish Inquisition. Must be the Spanish Inquisition.
Well, they weren't used in the Spanish Inquisition because they weren't invented till 1793, which was...
My favourite one from the Spanish Inquisition was they put a pole up your anus and they do it in such a way that it avoids all of your vital organs and comes up by your shoulder and then just leave you there for people to look at.
I like the first part of that.
It's an actual pole. It's not a Polish gentleman. It's an actual...
Less keen.
I thought an Iron Maiden was a chastity belt.
No, that's...
I'd like it
they
to be,
call
though.
that a chastity belt.
Yes.
Yes.
So they didn't ever exist?
Well, 1793, an archaeologist by the name of Johann Siebenkees gave an account of one, which was a hoax. And then 100 years or so later, a guy called Matthäus Pfau had one installed in Kyburg, his Swiss castle, as a visitor attraction. It became the prototype for all the other Iron Maidens that were used in museums and indeed in movies.
Oh, so they haven't really been used as a method of torture?
No, that's what I mean. Exactly. They were just a hoax, essentially.
Here's one for you. Here's one for you. What a weird hoax.
It is. But if we go back to my little manuscript word cloud, maybe other ones didn't exist in medieval times.
Well, there wasn't much cardboard about.
So if there were greeting cards, they wouldn't have been...
Not big readers either. Not many people could read.
Or
so
write.
You wouldn't
Well,
be...
exactly. But in fact, there were single-sheet woodcuts found from the mid-15th century with pictures on them, wishing the recipient a very good year, even.
Oh.
It seems a rather modern idea.
Sorry, you've been...
But those banderoles, the little kind of bubbles, were very popular. They'd say things probably not, sorry, you've been unwell, but things like a very good year. So they did exist. What else might have existed or did exist in that era?
Sweet and sour sauce, definitely.
Yeah. What they called it sour sweet, in fact, aigre douce. And they used vinegar and sugar, cinnamon, orange, onions, whatever they get their hands on. Currants.
Didn't they use onions to sweeten things?
Yeah, well, onions do contain more sugar than sugar beets, as long as you cook them. Hence the caramelised, you know.
They're a bit oniony, though, as well.
Yeah.
They can be sweet, but you wouldn't want too many puddings being that oniony.
No, do you know it's true? They're not that sweet because if you ever go to the freezer and you go for a mini milk and you've left a bag of onion rings next to the mini milks in the freezer. The mini milks don't taste very nice. Yeah. The mini milks taste a bit oniony. Yeah.
What is a mini milk?
What is a mini milk?
Now for some multiple choice. Listen carefully. True or false? True or false questions are more likely to be true than false.
I'm gonna...
I need an answer.
Oh, I love George Harrison. I'm gonna go true.
Is the right answer. Very good. Yep. 50-50 ball, as they say, and you did well. That's right. Yeah, it's...
Doesn't a vault or a bank
where all the true or false questions in the world were ever asked, and somebody decides to count which are more true or more false. That's like saying when you're given directions, is the first direction more often likely to be turn left or turn right? That's where you're going.
Left.
Yes.
But you can analyse a huge bank of questions, which is what was done. American exam questions in this instance. And they found that it was 56% of them the answer was true and 44% the answer was false. Right. And it seems the reason is that the examiners, of course, have to think of the questions all the time. And it's a lot easier to think of a true question than it is to think of a false one.
When I did my GCSEs, they said as a tip, if you're doing a multiple choice A, B, C, D, and you don't know the answer, go B or C, because the lazy examiners are more likely to put the answer in the middle than on the edge. Would have been better if they just taught us the answer.
Yes, of course.
Don't worry about learning about science, just go C.
All right, I'll give you another chance then, OK. If question 1 is true in an exam, what is question 2 likely to be?
True.
Oh! No, it's true, false is more prevalent.
Oh, that's so boring, though.
It's not absolutely guaranteed, of course. The chance the next answer will be different from the present one is 63%, though, so it's quite a high amount. So question 2, the answer was true. Question 3, 63% that it will be false. The way, therefore, to optimise your scores, if you're doing a true or false, is to answer all the ones you know the answer to, obviously. Then the ones next to them put the opposite. And then all the rest that are left over put true. And then you've got your best chance of a good score. Yeah.
Or just revise more.
Or just revise more.
Yeah, you are everything that is wrong with British education.
The French do with marmosettes that normal people did with cheese.
No memory of that one.
We all remember our student days.
Forget the marmosette.
No, forget the
What do
marmosette.
I say normal people
Fondue,
do with
no,
cheese. What do we do with cheese?
I put it on bread or
Put
crackers.
it in the back of a
What
fridge
else
for
do we
6
do?
months, then chuck it out.
Think laterally. Not the substance, not the food, even. What else is there?
Oh,
Cheese.
not some sort of... No.
No, don't.
Not the substance, not any substance. Not any substance at all.
We say cheese. We say cheese.
That's it. Thank you, Danny. Thank you. Very good.
So the French say marmosette.
They do.
They say marmosette.
Well, they used to. I put it in the
That makes
past
you go,
tense.
oh, no wonder, because that makes you go like this, and that's what French people look like in photos. Hello?
Yeah.
We have a Frenchman in the audience. We have Vincent, who's come all the way from La Belle France, from La République.
Bonjour.
Let's just listen to him shouting marmosette in French.
Wistiti.
Wistiti. Brilliant. Thank you. And the point is, we smile when we say the...
Which titty?
Which titty?
This titty?
Which titty?
Which titty?
This titty or this titty? Which titty?
Which titty will make you smile?
Which titty? It does make you smile, just saying which titty?
You stretch your face to say titi, 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 as you do to say cheese. Exactly. And other languages, of course, have other words, or used to.
I don't think it... But people blue steel now, don't they? They blue steel it. They don't...
Well, there is that, unfortunately. But do you know of any other countries?
Yes, the Danish.
Yes.
What? Yeah.
They say orange.
Well, they don't say the word orange, do they?
Well, I don't know what it is, but I remember someone...
It's the word, it's the Danish for orange. Do we have any Danes in the audience? What? There's one.
Yes, you're Danish?
It sounds like apple, doesn't it? So if you could...
Yeah.
Appleseed?
That's it, which means...
Appleseed?
Yeah. Appleseed.
Which titty? Appleseed? Which titty? Appleseed? This is... Europe is filthy.
Korean you might get, because it's their favourite thing. Eating dog. Kimchi.
Nuclear.
Kimchi, yeah.
Kimchi.
They love their kimchi. Argentina and some other Latin countries. is actually an English word, they say.
Sorry,
or
how did
Scottish, a Gaelic word, I should say. Uiscabar means whiskey.
Uiscabar.
Yeah, whiskey, or water of life, isn't it?
Ishkabah is the same in Irish and Gaelic as well.
Except you put an E in it when you make it English.
No, we don't put an E in it because that's right.
They did for one short 48-hour period.
Bulgarian is...
So these must
we
all...
don't have any Bulgars in the audience, I'm sure.
Where's one?
Where's
Bulgar.
one? You're joking, really?
Is that what you say, a Bulgar? You don't say you're a Bulgar. Bulgarian.
And what would you say if... Yes,
Zele.
zele, which means... Cabbage, yes.
Cabbage.
Oh, my God, very good. The sad thing is that they've tended to die out, not because people do blue steel, as you were saying, but because the Americanisms and Britishism, they say cheese or smile, and they just do it.
Isn't it sad? People saying smile. How awful.
How many paintings did Vincent van Gogh, or Gogh, or Gough, or Gogh, how many did he sell while he was alive?
Don't say none.
None. I'm going to say none.
Don't! Really, I'm afraid...
One.
A few, maybe? It was lots. He sold hundreds of paintings.
Hundreds?
Oh. Yeah, when he was 15, he used to work in an art gallery.
Oh, shut up.
It's true. I just asked you how many paintings.
This is the closest I come to walking out of this channel. I'd like a recount on those.
It was a horribly mean question, but the fact is, he did sell hundreds. They just weren't his own. He was very good at selling them, too. He did extremely well, and he was a big French company, and his brother Theo ran the Montmartre branch, and Vincent relocated after a while to the London branch. He spent 2 years in London, living in Brixton, and he called it the happiest time of his life. Yeah, he did really well, and he loved it.
Good fun in Brixton.
It was good fun. It was a good place.
Brixton Village.
Brixton Village.
He would have gone and got some chicken from Chicken Liquor. That's real nice.
Yeah. Is that your manor?
I used to live in Brixton, and do you know what I nearly did then? I nearly called you man, and then I stopped myself. I just want you to appreciate that.
I really do. Thank you. Anyway, perhaps the most surprising thing we'll all learn today is that after Brixton, and he came back to the UK in 1876, and Vincent van Gogh worked as a supply teacher in Ramsgate. Oh, isn't that wonderful?
Wow.
That's a big surprise, isn't it?
It is. It is.
I wonder if the children remembered him for years afterwards.
Mr. Van Gogh.
Flame-haired
Moody
figure.
sod.
Yeah. Then he became a painter, supported financially and indeed emotionally by his brother Theo. He suffered from tinnitus, vertigo, and of course depression. He killed himself aged 37. Only one of his 900 paintings was sold in his lifetime. Sold to a remarkable woman called Anna Boch, who was herself a painter.
One? You said one.
I said one. I asked how many paintings, not how many of his own paintings.
No.
I know, I'm sorry, but look, I did say...
Chairman of the Pedantic Association. It's actually the Society of Pedantics.
Yes,
I'll let
exactly.
that go.
Anna Boch paid 400 francs for a painting of his called The Red Vineyard, which is rather beautiful. What's the biggest mistake anyone's ever made with a pencil?
What a say.
It's got to be a miscalculation or something.
Well, you did. No,
Lead
no.
poisoning.
It's not a
Steady.
historical miscalculation.
No, it's astonishing. It took place in New York. In the 90s, I think it was.
Oh.
I'll tell you
I
what
see
exactly.
Was that the pencil there, sir?
I just had
miscalculating with a pencil there, sir?
I eased it in. I eased it in, and it was all fine.
Chapter 4. I eased it in and it was all fun.
1998, there was a problem with pencils.
Problem with pencils.
Pencil problem. There's no reason for you to guess what it was. It was pencils given to children.
Drugs. Was it the one...
Oh, it's
time for drugs.
I know it was. They invented for children pencils that said do not use drugs on them, and when they sharpened them, eventually it said use drugs.
You're right.
Good, very good.
Here they are.
That's hilarious.
They say here, too cool to do drugs. You shave it, and it goes cool to do drugs. And then you shave it again, and it goes do drugs. There you are. It was a bit of a mistake, but well done, Sandy. So, other mistakes include, in 1945, the Arkansas legislature accidentally repealed all their laws at once.
With a pencil?
No, they had an act with the words all laws and parts of laws, and particularly Act 33 of the Acts of 1941, are hereby repealed. They just meant the particular one, but it legally meant all their laws. And then in 2003, the German agency responsible for TV licenses sent a series of reminders to St. Walburga to pay her licence fee. She died in 777.
Never having paid for her life.
Didn't stop them asking. And then in the Australian Morning Bulletin, which of course is called The Bully, they said there was an error printed in a story titled Pigs Float Down the Dawson on page 11 of yesterday's Bully. The story by reporter Daniel Burden said that more than 30,000 pigs were floating down the Dawson River. Actually, what the owner of the piggery said was that 30 sows and pigs.
We'd like to apologise for the error.
What animal does this skull belong to?
Toothy.
Well,
it's very toothy.
Looks dinosaur-y to me.
Well, you can certainly tell that it's not herbivore, it's not vegetarian, can't you?
Is it a killer rabbit?
Tiger.
It's a killer rabbit.
Is it a saber-toothed tiger?
Carnivorous. No, it's a bit smaller than that.
Is it a tiny mouse?
And it's a little bit bigger than that.
Is it a mole?
It's a mole! Oh, that's a mole. Well done. Well done. A species, not surprisingly, is called the star-nosed mole. And
it looks like that guy from Futurama, doesn't it?
It does. Zoidberg. Zoidberg! Yeah. Why wouldn't you look like Zoidberg? But it's a wonderful mole. They live underground and we don't really have much to do with them. But they're equipped with special powers. For example, they can smell in stereo. So they can tell where something is coming from, which direction they can smell. So very useful in a lift, wouldn't they? They'd be able to... It was you. It was you, Darren. It was you. And they have toxins with which they paralyse and stun the worms that they eat. Why would they want to do that? If they've got the worm anyway, why would they want to stun it?
So they can eat it later?
So they can eat it later.
So they find it and go...
They have larders.
Tasty, but lunchtime.
Exactly. Deferred pleasure. But pop it in their larder. But they're...
Amazing!
Yeah, they need a lot of sustenance because they do a lot of work. They do extraordinary tunnelling. They can dig 150 feet of new tunnels a day. Now, given their size and weight, that is the equivalent of a human moving 4 tons, about 1,000 shovel loads, every 20 minutes.
So why didn't we get them to do the channel
Every
tunnel?
20 minutes.
Would have been amazing
Seriously.
and cute.
Yeah, about 400 of them, cross-rail, done in a fortnight.
How much sleep does a paradoxical insomniac get?
Paradoxical... Lots?
Well, yes, he does.
More than he thinks.
Yes.
It's like a paradoxical kleptomaniac who leaves things in shops.
What a wonderful thing to be.
He's left a DVD on the tea bags again.
Yeah, it's a very rare condition, but essentially your body sleeps very happily, and all the scientific equipment that goes onto the brain to check that you're sleeping shows that you are sleeping, but you're awake. And you remember where you are and what's going on, but you're refreshed.
Are you doing stuff like are you driving a bus?
No, no, absolutely not. No, they're definitely asleep in bed.
So are these people... Do they... sorry, I don't really understand, and I think you're lying, but anyway. Are these people the sort of people... Do they say, oh, I've had a good night's sleep, or do they say, I haven't slept a wink? How do they feel? They feel refreshed.
They feel refreshed, they
but
feel
how do
fine.
they know they haven't slept then?
Well, because they've been
slept,
awake all
haven't
the
they,
time.
Stephen? They've slept,
They've,
haven't
in
they?
their mind, they've been awake all the time.
Is this when you have to be awake at 10 to 5, and miraculously, you are awake at 10 to 5?
That's an alarm clock, love.
No, I have that too. I do, definitely. It's extraordinary.
So is that the same kind
Works
of...
very well. At school, if we were going on a little dawn raid or something like that, they'd say...
Sorry?
We have... Well, you know, do a raid on the kitchens and steal jelly and things, you know. So.
Sorry, I forgot you grew up in an Enid Blyton novel. To get your catapult back from the teacher.
You would do this onto the pillow. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, and you'd wake up at 4 in the morning. It always seemed to work. Honestly, I can't remember a time when it didn't.
Bullshit.
No.
Okay.
Totally agree.
It's maybe a false memory I've got, but it's a very clear one.
It all changes when you get an enlarged prostate.
Hit it 4 times on the pillow.
Something that Blyton didn't cover much.
Why did the inventor of the weather forecast think that dinosaurs had died out?
Maybe he loved dinosaurs, right? He loved them so much he wished he could actually let them know before the weather changed and kill them off.
Yeah.
And he started going, do you know what? I'm going to resist this happening again. I'm creating the weather forecast, just in case dinosaurs come back and they need it.
He's a man who had an extraordinary and brilliant idea, and he had an incredibly stupid idea. But the world believed his stupid idea, but laughed derisively at his good idea. His name was Fitzroy, and he invented the weather forecast and said he could forecast the weather, given, you know, enough knowledge of the variables, and people laughed him to scorn. But then he said, I know why dinosaurs died out. Because they were too big to fit onto Noah's Ark. And people say, that's a brilliant point, you're right. And that's true. He was genuinely respected for thinking that.
That ark was huge, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
It's because Tyrannosaurus Rex's arms were so small, they couldn't get the umbrella over their head.
And this man Fitzroy
would have factored that in, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Noah would have had a whole dinosaur section. It's absurd.
You seem to be buying into this whole Noah's Ark idea.
Was there a weather
Dinosaur said,
forecast?
we'll stay. I'm sure it'll be fine.
They're just really positive.
They were
They
deluded.
were very sort of
And then when the
optimistic.
flood came, they thought, oh, shit, actually, it's much worse than we thought.
I've just got the image now of a cave weatherman doing the weather.
I don't know why
on
we
a
had a
cave
cave weatherman.
And then all the dinosaurs sort of gathering around to see the pollen count.
Fitzroy, does the name mean anything to you in terms of natural history? A bastard. He was perhaps best known for being the guy in charge of the beagle. He was a friend of Darwin's. And despite being a friend of Darwin's, he didn't believe anything Darwin said. In fact, was outraged by Darwin's theory of evolution because Darwin didn't take into account...
Oh, Charles, for God's sake, they just didn't have enough room on the ark.
Basically, that's what he tried...
Yada, Charles! I'm telling you, it's going to rain in the morning. Oh, don't be ridiculous, Fitzroy. You can't possibly know that. I'm telling you it is.
Well, it was 20 years...
a pair.
They were a pair. 20 years after the Beagle, he started his weather forecasting, and actually it did catch on, despite the initial scepticism. In fact, even Queen Victoria used to send word round asking what sort of crossing she'd get to the Isle of Wight. He lived in Norwood, and he would send a message saying it'll be
in
windy.
Norwood. That's funny to me.
It is, I know. Only Victorians.
Maybe Norwood was quite nice then, but Christ, it's a Kazi.
His first ever weather forecast was in the Times and was 4 words. Moderate westerly wind, fine.
I thought you were going to say bloody pissing down.
I've got some glasses of water for you. Yes, I know. Be very, very excited. Oh, there we go. Here are yours, Alan and David. Now, before you don't try them, don't... For God, whatever you do, drink any yet. Until you know what you're doing. Oh, there we are. There's A, B, and C. Can you see that?
Well, A has got something in it.
Yeah, there's some weird detritus
Yeah, that's
in it.
either some very poor washing up. That's...
Dandruff.
Well, I'll tell you what A is. A is seawater. A is seawater.
It'll kill you.
I'll tell you what B is.
Fresh water, because there's bubbles in it.
It's treated sewage.
All right, then.
Oh.
That's why it's got bottles in it.
Yeah. And C is ultra-pure water.
Right.
Can I have C?
That's your choice?
Oh.
No.
But to be fair, we don't know whether Sue meant C as in C or C as in
You little devil. But yes, the point was to trap you into choosing ultra-pure water. Ultra-pure water is too pure. Oh. The kidneys have a real problem here because we rely on electrolytes to power, energise our brains and the heart and other bits of ourselves. And if your blood is drained of all the particles, because the pure water is taking them away through osmosis, then you will die if you have too much.
I'm going to revise.
With that amount of pure water...
No, that's fine.
So what is the best out of those three?
Well, what about seawater?
Well, seawater's got a lot of salt in it.
Yeah, the kidneys try and get the salt out, and in order to get the salt out, they have to use water. So you actually, the effect of drinking seawater is to dehydrate.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're left with treated sewage.
Well, it's been treated, I suppose.
It has been treated, yeah.
But someone told me that the water that you drink from a tap in London has been through 9 people before it reaches a glass. Is that true?
It's not yet. No, it's not yet true at all. This is a sort of urban myth, really, that we all like to think.
It's been through cows and sheep as well.
Yeah, they're actually talking
which
about
9 people they were.
I know, that is also very important to know.
Yeah.
In Windhoek, which is the capital of Namibia. Yeah, exactly. And there they have slightly salty water because it's 25% of it is treated sewage, only 25%. But it's perfectly okay. There's no excuse not to do what this is, I believe, which is probably either Orange County or LA, which is that they use treated sewage for golf courses and for irrigation and things like that. The treated sewage is gaining popularity around the world, so that seems a helpful thing. But you ought to try, well, why don't you try... No, I won't make you try the sewage. Try the ultra-pure, because it's not going to kill you one sip. Just see if it is actually noticeably pure.
Can you get messed up?
Oh, my goodness!
It's going to be messed up on this. Like,
I would say it does taste like water, but a little bit more boring. Maybe I'm just imposing that.
That chlorine high note, has it?
You know, I don't expect a party in my mouth with water.
So, good. Drinking pure water can kill you. You're much better off draining a glass of processed sewage. Good health to you all. How many uses can you think of for a monk's earwax?
Oh, it's endless. Candles.
Yeah, candles
Polishing
and beer.
wood.
That sounds like a euphemism.
But,
not much else to do in a monastery.
What are monks handed down to us, mostly?
Bibles.
Bibles are manuscripts, illustrated.
Spend their lifetime writing, copying them out, doing lines, basically.
Yes. There we are. There's a picture of a happy monk doing his illuminations. And that side of it, the painty side of it, is they used a substance called glaire, G-L-A-I-R. And it tends to get bubbled. But they found if they added earwax into it, they could get a really smooth, beautiful lustre and sheen to the illustrations that they were doing, which have lasted us down the centuries.
How do you think of that, though, to go, there it is.
I think you might try at home is that you could take a pint of foaming beer and then pop a little earwax into the head of your foaming tankard and the bubbles should collapse.
If you're watching TV, don't listen to this man.
I think you're right.
It would be better if it was the other way round. That you had a sort of flat liquid and then you put a bit of earwax in it, it went fizzy.
Oh, yeah. OK. Chuck some sodium in your beer.
Yeah.
That should work.
Which orifice does sodium come out of?
They left other little things for us, little maniculi, little hands that pointed to certain sections of the text in the Bible, which you can see one on the left
well,
there.
If you've read the name of the rose, they left clues everywhere, but all sorts.
Yeah, and octopuses as well. You can see an octopus at the top there. They, for some reason, like octopuses.
Is that a person with a huge sort of trumpet up his bottom?
It's something odd, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I don't know what they're doing there. They're praising the Lord. And above that often have knights fighting snails.
It's so boring in those monasteries.
Exactly.
The old fart trumpet was the favourite thing to do. I was going to say on a Sunday, but perhaps not.
No. Well, they used to leave They used to leave little remarks like, "Oh God, it's cold in here," or "I'm so bored," and just like anybody would.
School kids on the desk.
Exactly like that.
So why are they fighting snails?
No one's quite sure, but it's a common feature: knights versus snails. They seem to like that. Some people may think it was a symbol of the struggle of the poor against the aristocracy.
I think people shouldn't watch this show anymore.
Do you think they had loads of snails, sort of in these cold, damp monasteries, and there were snails everywhere, and they were hoping a gallant knight would come and help them deal with their snail infestation problem?
Do animals count?
Do you mean in life, in a sort of sociological?
They count very
They
much in
count.
that sense. But do they count in the sense of actually...
Well, from what I know, there are some animals that can count.
Well,
Yes,
they
you're right.
all lined up for Noah. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and that's a fact story.
That's a fact
true
story,
fact story.
so...
Do you have thoughts on this side of the room?
Well, I can imagine a monkey can count.
Surely. There must be a rhesus monkey with an accountancy degree. There must be.
You're spot on. Not only monkeys, but monkeys certainly are.
Apparently, chicks, when they hatch, can show some propensity towards being able to count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Because you can see their
chicks.
heads counting, can't you? They're like 1, 2.
Well, let me give you a list of some of the animals that have been spotted counting. Pigeons, parrots, raccoons, ferrets, rats, salamanders, honeybees, monkeys and apes have all been seen to count, add and subtract. Rhesus monkeys, funny you should mention them, at Columbia University have shown they can arrange groups of up to 9 objects. In
It's
correct
always
numerical
rhesus monkeys. Do you not feel sorry for them? They're always saying, "Oh, let's teach them to speak French." Or, I mean,
Yeah, you're right. Crows and parrots can count up to 5 or 6. Cormorants can count up to 7. Now, how do you know that?
They take 7 fish back to the nest.
Not quite that.
Something like that.
Actually, Chinese fishermen have trained them to catch fish for them. And what they do is they put a ring around their throat so that they can't swallow fish themselves. So they catch the fish, but dump them on the deck of the boat. And how they've trained them is that once they get past 7, on the 8th, they get rid of the ring and the cormorant can catch its own.
I love that when they make up their own mind. There used to be a bear at Regent's Park Zoo in the 1920s that was fed biscuits by the general public, and on Mondays it was half price, and so they got a lot more biscuits, and so on Tuesdays the bear used to take the day off.
Yes, that's it. He counted days, or she counted days. Sign calendar. It's
So I
brilliant.
suppose it's when in need, like, you wouldn't be needing to count up stuff if you're a bear, like, you're not...
But sometimes you'll see, maybe they need to count how many kids they
Yes,
have,
Yeah.
and they can tell if one of them's gone missing.
Although ducks are rubbish at that, they are. I lived on a houseboat for many, many years, and we're forever trying to get baby ducks to join back up with mother, who'd just gone off. She was off down to Battersea.
Sandy, look at your stories of what you do for entertainment. Like, we used to try and convince ducks to hang out with each other. I mean...
I suffer from a fatal condition, Aisling, which is posh voice, no money.
The question about migration, I'm going to ask you all to take out a map that you should find beneath your desks.
Oh, yeah.
There you are. And you've got some drawing to do on the map. I want you to draw the extraordinary annual migration of the North American blue grouse as accurately as you can.
Right. So North America. OK, so anywhere then, not Alaska then. Is it Alaska? Alaska?
The point is that I don't tell you.
Oh.
Until...
I've got a feeling that they want to get to another bit of North America, but they go the wrong way. And they end up going all the way around the world and landing on the other coast.
OK, there you go. Florida for the sun, and then to the carnival in Rio, and then to Sydney.
By way of Cape Town, is it?
Yes.
So they go to all the Mardi Gras.
Well, they go all the Mardi Gras.
Love it.
They're just mad for it. And then up here, where there's like a cheese rolling in Britain, they like that. and then they're just knackered, and the ones that are still alive, back home.
It's a fantastic route.
I just think that sort of they go, just have a sort of a trip round South America, just have a look.
Yeah.
You know, might as well make a day of it.
I reckon they go about a mile to the next village.
Yeah.
Well, I think what happens is they sort of start off and they sort of overshoot and they end up going completely... not hitting any landmass at all. And they go, we'll give it one more go. And they end up in Colchester. They've got no idea. For millennia, Yeah, they've ended up in Colchester.
And yours, show the ladies and gentlemen.
You see, they're just...
Oh, dear. Well, wouldn't it be funny if you were
You're
right?
trying not to smile.
No,
You're trying not to.
I don't want to look at it.
You like it.
Don't like it. I don't like it. Do I like it? Do I like these? I don't like these.
It's funny.
I don't like it.
OK,
I don't like it.
Stop that. OK. Incredibly, closest to the truth was Alan. In your drawing, but
My
in a remark
first idea that they leave America, go around the world and land in America again.
No, in the remark you just made to Bill. What? I reckon they just...
Go about a mile to the next village.
Yes! It's even less than that. Its extraordinary migration is 300 yards.
I never thought of them packing their cases.
But it's true.
Unplug the telly.
Every spring it goes down to its breeding grounds, and then in the autumn it schleps all the way back up the hill again. And that's
is.
It's
Does it take a long time?
On foot, by the way, not even flying it.
I mean, they are massive, aren't they, based on those footprints?
Enormous. What mania was started by a few myopic Merseysiders?
Weirdly, no, but...
Yeah?
No, okay, go on. Does this buzzer stop Jimmy speaking? Try again.
I was just going to say to Bill... There's some support for it. I find the buzzers really disconcerting. It does feel like someone's about to get murdered in a film.
I know what you mean. There's childish ghost cries.
It's usually the Beatles, isn't it?
Yeah, it's usually the Beatles.
Usually the
The
Beatles.
Beatles is what you're saying. They're the
usually the
Beatles.
Beatles.
He's saying the Beatles. Oh, they're all asleep. Very good. No, is the answer. It was a mania, but not Beatlemania, on Merseyside. And
Myopic
it involves something
Merseyside.
with
Myopic's short-sighted, is it?
Yes, myopic is short-sighted.
Partially sighted.
So what M could help you with partial sightedness?
My glasses.
Yes. Or any particular type of ophthalmic instrument that would help that began
Monocle.
with M? Monocle is the right answer. There we yeah, very good. It's a crazy square.
I only knew that because there happens to be a monocle next to me.
It was a bit of a giveaway. There you are. Pop them in. It was a fashion thing that seemed to sweep Liverpool.
I can imagine it taking off again, to be honest.
Yeah, you do look great.
Very good.
John Jimmy!
Oh, my goodness.
They all pass.
What are you laughing at?
Jimmy, you have never looked more like a ventriloquist doll.
He really did look like Lord Charles there.
I now feel slightly haunted. Wow, thank you for putting your hand there, by the way. Really special.
They weren't fit because monocles had to be made to fit, which is why they were expensive. And because they were expensive, they were associated with the upper classes. And even when you wear them, it's very hard not to look rather kind of like that, isn't it?
At what point in history did someone just go make that mental leap between I've got it here and I've got like a little bridge here?
It'll never take
maybe
off.
just
Well,
put another one.
it's funny you should say that. Which came first, the monocle or the spectacles?
I'm going to say the spectacles.
Yes, the
I guess
spectacles
what
by hundreds of years. When do you think
What?
the
And so
monocle
these are-
came in?
1974.
No. They came in the 1800s, and they were instantly a success, but they were expensive, and we associate them with, I suppose...
Oh, there I am.
There you are, yeah.
I had all three of them.
They knocked that up pretty quickly.
Yeah. But something gave them a rather bad image in the 20s.
Californian
Nazis.
vegetables.
Nazis and in fact...
Californian vegetables. My Californian vegetables. By Jove, they're awfully good.
So, yeah, they were
instantly posher.
Aristocrats, German soldiers, generals, Ludendorff War One, Krebs, various of those figures there.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah, they were, that was...
Advanced?
They really did never stop trying to look more evil, did they? What can we add to this? I've got the, you know, the skull and crossbones. I've got the weird look. I've got the steely eyes. I know. I'll put one spectacle lens over here.
What about a monocle? That would make us more evil.
Who likes to feast on a breakfast menu of horse manure, rancid pickled mudfish, Thai boy shrimp, and big cock shrimp paste?
It's the Vietnamese. This is items... I got sent some big cock paste. An Amazon order went terribly wrong in your house.
It exists, big cock shrimp paste and Thai boy shrimp paste.
Yeah.
They both exist.
Yeah. I'm married to a Norwegian, and they eat a dish all over Norway called lutefisk, which is a jellified fish, and it's cod really, but they bury it, I think, then dry it out, and then they serve this for me, my in-laws.
Those bastards.
And
They saw you coming, mate. They saw you coming.
My mother-in-law made me a fish pie. It was delicious.
So I ate this thing, and I did what we always do when you don't really like something, is you're around someone's house or...
God!
What
is this?
So I just ate it really quickly, by which point, obviously, my mother-in-law then just went, well, this is fantastic, you must have some more. And
that's the trouble.
And I finished, and I thought, I've got to be honest with them. And I said at the end, I said, look, I'm really sorry, but I've got to be honest, I really don't like it. And they went, oh, God, we hate it. We're only serving it because you're... It's just... That's Norwegian... That's Norwegian table.
That's brilliant. Well, it may be the case that that's what this particular feaster on these foods also thinks, but it seems unlikely because it's not human.
I was going to say, is it an animal?
It is a living creature. Very beautiful creature.
Flamingo.
Not a flamingo. It's one you can find in Britain. In fact, it's in Britain that it's offered this food regularly, once a year, as a sort of tribute to its beauty. And
It's Prince Philip.
Well...
Has it got 4 legs?
6. 6 legs.
Is it an ant?
It's not an ant, but it is definitely an insect.
Is it a bee?
No, but it's a flying insect.
Is it a fly?
Has the word fly in its family name.
A butterfly.
Butterfly. It's a type of... A species of butterfly.
Butterfly-like
There it is.
cock paste.
Very beautiful butterfly. It's a purple emperor.
Oh, wow.
A cock-hungry purple emperor.
Yes.
Settled on my bell end. At 4 o'clock in the morning, would you?
Oh, dear.
I was out in the garden the other day and I was admiring a cock-hungry purple emperor on my red hot poker. There was paste everywhere. The poor bugger couldn't take off.
Now, calm down. Anyway, they live in the trees high up. And you say, well, how do they know that they have a taste for all this? Well, they've been observed in midsummer coming down from their usual feeding areas high in the trees and going for kelp hats, that sort of thing, and other really rotting and horrible things. And so, because they're so admired, particularly in Northamptonshire, where this takes place, a little picnic is spread out for them in midsummer, including rancid pickled mudfish, foxcat, stinking big cock shrimp paste, and Thai boy shrimp paste. And they seem to like this, possibly because of its sodium content. No one's quite sure, but it's a kind of weird thing. If you find yourself in midsummer in Northamptonshire, follow the smell. Must be wonderful, all lots of those beautiful animals.
In a forest, they lay this out, did you say?
In a clearing.
In a clearing. Because you could get into real trouble if you go looking for a dodgy smell in a forest. If you go looking for the smell of sodium and shrimp paste, you might walk into something other than a butterfly celebration. I'm just saying.
Especially in Northamptonshire. Which of these was originally used for military purposes?
The bumper car.
Not the bumper car, in fact.
The Ferris wheel.
Not the Ferris wheel.
The merry-go-round.
That thing that goes round
No,
for
the other one.
seasickness.
Well, there we are. That's one. We've all gone for something different.
That's rather pleasing. And the only one that's correct is the merry-go-round, which was originally used for that purpose of war training. You would sit on the horse, and a servant would have a ring, and you'd have a lance, and you'd go round and round, and you'd try and get your lance through the ring to practice your accuracy.
I mean, surely bullshit. No?
That's
what a merry-go-round was invented to...
A carousel. It was called a carosello, and that was...
So they're originally like, sort of like a tennis ball machine?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Call of Duty's better, isn't it, really?
But while we're on the subject of fairgrounds, there'd been a particular problem in the Boer War, where they'd noticed that the British were not very good at aiming and firing rifles. So they passed special laws...
One of the basics, really, isn't it?
Yeah. They passed special laws that allowed fairgrounds to have rifle ranges, so you could fire rifles, live ammunition.
Sorry, there's live ammunition in the fairgrounds?
Yes. Have you never gone to one of those?
I've gone to one of those, but it's always like a little...
It's a pellet?
Yeah, a pellet.
I mean, mostly you get the pellets, but what is allowed in law, even to this day, is live, actual ammunition, proper ammunition.
In a fairground?
Yeah.
Really? Gosh.
Wow.
Well, really?
Yeah, really.
What, a 7.62 millimetre...
Up to .23.
It is frowned upon if you bring your own gun.
I was going to say...
I want to make it absolutely clear
my
for Jeremy.
AK, I'd get all those balloons.
But 2-2 would work, so you could have
It
that.
would be quite good to turn up at a fairground
with your own.
with an AK-47 and go, he'll be taking that bear home. Someone needs a cuddle.
Have you ever fired an AK-47?
Not in anger, Jeremy.
No, somebody put it onto automatic and quite literally stood me in front of a barn door and I missed it.
Is that... It
and
doesn't
we
have a-
all would. It
Of
just
course,
rides
has a
around
recoil.
like a mad
Of course, the
thing.
man that did that isn't here to tell the story. Very unfortunate incident.
Never breaks down and it never hits anything.
And what, it just flies?
It just does that and then rushes about in your hands. Terribly dangerous
Well,
mostly.
that explains all of the series of the A-Team. So it is actually realistic, the idea that, you know, no one got shot ever.
Nobody could possibly get shot with an AK. Not unless they weren't aiming at them. If I aimed at you, most of the audience would be history.
Well, that's you, not everybody. I mean, if
No,
they
it's
knew
pretty-
how to handle it.
No, it's pretty much everybody. Unless you're a burly Russian shot put enthusiast, then you could probably hold on to it, but I couldn't.
I fired a machine gun in Vietnam.
Really? Did you?
Did you hit anything?
I hit the end of the field.
A field's
But they've
reasonable.
got all these old weapons from the American War, and you go up and you buy bullets. How many bullets do you want?
Oh, my
I think I
goodness.
bought 10 bullets. And they put it in, and then you squeeze the trigger, they're gone. You think, I wish I had more.
That's the evil of guns, isn't it? It does something.
Shirley, you're a Quaker pacifist. Have you got any good gun stories?
Oh, dear.
It'd be so good, though, if you went, yeah. Has anyone ever had a go on a bazooka?
But that was what we
go
were
on
told,
one.
that you could bazooka cows and things, but I didn't get the chance to do that.
You're a vegetarian!
We had a...
You see, this is what guns do, isn't it?
Vegetarian of the year.
The other thing that I learned about was that they used cattle. I know that was a stand-up routine I did. That's not true.
Counting worms to monkeys that count. What job can even a monkey do? Yes, Joe.
Is it quantity surveying?
Apologies to all quantity surveyors watching.
It's my brother.
Oh, is he?
He is a quantity surveyor,
Does he survey
yes.
quantities all day?
Yeah, sadly for
Do you
him.
get tired of surveying quantities? I mean, how many quantities can you survey in one day?
He can survey 47 quantities.
47
a day.
quantities? That's a lot of quantities. Wow. Well, no, I don't think monkeys can survey quantities.
They can count.
Yes.
The person who counts how many people are on the plane before you take off, that could be a monkey.
That would instill us all with confidence. Just before take-off, a small primate comes down the aisle with a clicker. And he also does the duty freeze, because no one ever buys anything.
In Thailand, there is a school.
A monkey school?
Yep. They have between 3 and 6 months of training, the pig-tailed macaques. And they end up working on a plantation where they can pick between 800 and 1,000 watts a day.
Bananas.
Not bananas, because they'd eat those, wouldn't they?
They would.
Coconuts.
Coconuts!
Between 800 and 1,000 coconuts a day they can pick. There they are. But it's very useful. It's a lot more than a human could, probably.
But do they count them as well?
Well, those don't count, no.
Clicker in one hand.
In the US, they use capuchin monkeys for a charity called Helping Hands, which assists people with disabilities, and they help with feeding, retrieving dropped items, changing compact discs, turning lights on and off.
Wow.
And in Tokyo, there's a tavern where a traditional sake house, where macaques are employed to bring customers hot towels.
I don't want a hot towel off that fella.
That is horrible.
Imagine that at the end of your bed at night.
Yeah.
Hot towel, sir. Oh, fuck off.
Thank you for watching. Do remember to subscribe to the QI channel and click here to watch more videos. Well, please, come on, pick something.
Now, which of your organs most resembles an elephant's trunk?
God. God. Who wants it? Alan?
No.
Who wants it?
Go on, you go on.
I'm just trying to think of the most humorous way to phrase it.
Yeah, well, no, it's not. It's not penis. It isn't penis.
Isn't it? No.
Well,
Can your penis do that?
an elephant's... There may be... It's a dangling, pendulous appendage, your penis, and so is a trunk, but really, truly resembling in structure.
That's not one there, is it?
It's
down
swinging.
the bottom. He's got tusks down there.
There's a lot going on.
The elephant can...
It has a...
Good God.
It does.
Yes. All right.
It has a...
Very amusing. There's an animal that has organs of generation. Let's laugh at that for a long time.
Yeah, but it's quite funny.
What is it about the trunk? We have an organ that is like the trunk.
The prehensility, is that a
It
word?
does. African elephants have almost like lips, which can pick up a blade of grass, prehensile kind of little bits there. But that's the actual tongue itself is interesting. It's a muscle.
Hang on. So the...
I mean, the
what about
trunk?
Have you given us
The trunk
the tongue.
The trunk, and our tongue is the same.
So
our tongue is also a muscle. It's
I
a muscular hydrostat. The reason the trunk can take on any shape is because it's all muscle, and mostly, therefore, water, which you wouldn't think of a muscle, but it's true. And water can't be compressed, of course. Liquids cannot be compressed.
It can. I've had a Capri Sun and they've got that packet.
How would this bird make an offer you couldn't refuse?
Oh, yeah, that bird. He does your tax returns.
It's called a brown-headed cowbird, rather
Right.
unimaginatively. It's got a brown head and it's on a cow.
I just don't want to know how it got the brown head. I don't want to think about how it got the brown head. That's as far as I can go. Now flap your wings. I can't. You haven't seen the cow's legs, they're blue.
And we have to forget the cow in this instance, other than the fact that it's in its name. It is a parasitic bird, in a sense, a brood parasite. Do you know what a brood parasite might be? What's a brood?
A family of parasites.
If you're broody...
You want to have more parasites.
You want to have... The type of parasite it is a brood parasite. That's to say, it's parasitic in the way that it occupies a host's birthing place.
Womb.
Yes.
Not womb in this case, because they don't have wombs exactly, do they, birds? They
Oh, I thought it was in the
eggs.
cow. I thought it was
Oh,
like
no,
laying-
it's the bird. It's the bird that's the parasite.
Oh, okay.
It's a brood parasite. It lays its eggs in someone else's
I'd love if it was the cow
nest.
that was the parasite.
Living off the bird.
That would be such a flaw for a parasite to have to wait for the bird to land on you.
Running around, getting underneath bird.
Painted a H on your own back.
Just put a nest on your back. The vacant sign.
Yeah, it's a brood parasite. It lays its egg like that, as does more famously our
Cuckoo.
cuckoo. Yes, cuckoo's the great British brood
Where does
parasite.
that nest wasn't on the back of that cow, was it?
No, I did say forget the cow, but I knew that was not going to be a helpful
I couldn't forget
remark.
the cow, Stephen.
Yeah, well, it's a question of why the birds put up with it. Why does the one that lays the blue eggs in this instance allow that to happen? Why didn't it just get rid of the egg? The answer is it does once. If it tries it, the bird that's laid that egg will come back and absolutely destroy the nest and everything in it. Wow. And the mother bird learns this, and next time laboriously builds a new nest, laboriously lays her own eggs. Next time a brown-headed cowbird comes along to lay the egg, they go, yep, you can have it, I'm not sleep, I'll look after it, it's no problem. It's basically a protection racket. They're gangster birds. Hence the phrase, make you an offer you can't refuse. But it works.
So which one was it? The one with the blue eggs or the other one?
The blue eggs is like the nice guy who runs the Italian delicatessen
Exactly,
for his
that's
family all these years, and then the other egg is the guy who comes round going, "You're going to look after my egg, otherwise I'm going to."
Or you'll find a job for my boy. You'll find them a job.
You see this egg? You know what I'm going to do to this egg? If you don't look after the other egg, and then he throws it out.
Eventually, because it's evolution, they'll start spraying their own blue egg that brown colour. Hey, someone's already done me, leave it.
You're right, that's quite likely.
Why haven't they evolved just to lay enough eggs so there's no gap?
In America, they used surplus parachutes to help repopulate beavers into the wild. The idea was they'd shove them in a box. They first thought, we'll shove them in a box and they'll fall, and then they'll gnaw their way out of the box. Then
This
they
doesn't
worried.
sound like sexy times to me.
Then they worried that they'd eat through the box while they were still in the air.
Chuck them out of a plane?
Yeah.
To repopulate...
Huge areas of wilderness. It's incredibly hard
Yes,
to
it makes
get them out.
total sense.
Give them their own territory.
Couldn't he have driven them there, Stephen? He could have driven them there.
No, wilderness. Huge areas of wilderness. They're bigger than countries. They're bigger than England, these
What,
parks.
beavers?
No, the parks.
There'll be some massive beavers.
The parks in which you wish to drop them.
OK.
And you want to sort of get them disposed evenly
Why have they
around.
been dying out?
Oh,
People have been throwing them out of planes.
Yeah. You fall out, you can gnaw your way out in your crate and go, oh, thanks a lot.
Well, this is the middle.
No. All the way back to Ottawa.
Until another beaver lands on your head at high velocity.
The rest of the wildlife, the moose around there. What is going on?
It's raining
Oh my God, it's actually happening.
It's raining beavers.
Part of the moose religious texts is that's a sign of the rapture is when the beavers start.
Well, they had tried moving them into the new territories for them by mule, and they just simply got too hot, and they really didn't like it at all.
They put a beaver on horseback, essentially.
Yeah. Well, they've got to transport it somehow. How would you transport it?
I don't understand why the beavers... I don't understand any of this.
We can't... OK, there's no way we can drop them into a park other than from the sky.
Or by mule, which you found also incomprehensible.
Is there a man with, or a lady with a beaver on horseback, or is it just a beaver on horseback?
Of course there's a person.
I'm confused.
So is it one beaver per mule? Because then we're repopulating the place with mules as far as I
The beavers didn't want to stay.
The mules have forced the beavers further along.
They rely on the mule to find its...
More complicated than you think, this beaver transportation.
Yeah, it
thing.
is. Well, that was harder work than I expected. Finally, a question about macropods. How many legs does a kangaroo have?
Oh, don't say any numbers.
No.
Don't say any numbers. Come on. You know my favourite bit in Toy Story?
Go on.
It's the dinosaur's got little arms, right?
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to see something terrible's happening. And he goes, "Somebody cover my eyes!"
That is a brilliant moment.
Two. Have it two.
It won't be that. It won't be 0 or 4 either.
How many legs?
How many legs has it got?
2.5.
Well, you won't like this answer, but Simon Fraser University in Burnaby, Canada, corralled red kangaroos through a chamber which measured the downward forces in it. They discovered that kangaroos put their front legs on the ground and moved their back legs forwards, and at the same time they pushed their tail onto the floor and used it to propel themselves forward. The team found that the amount of force from the tail was as great as that from the other 4 limbs combined.
So it's 5.
Making it effectively a 5th leg. So not just a 5th leg, but the most important of the 5. Yeah, that's right.
There's a tail, though, isn't it? But it's not.
Well, it is a tail, but it's a kind of limb, isn't it?
Well, a limb. If you said limbs.
Hey, we're the monkeys! Yes, sir. 5. Absolutely not. -5 for rank standing impertinence. The point is, you could cut off, not you should, obviously, a kangaroo's forearms or arms, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And it could get around perfectly happily, and you could cut off one of its rear legs, and even it could still hop and get around. But if you cut off its tail, it couldn't.
You'd be a sadistic bastard.
Which scientist conducted that experiment?
Kangaroos have almost 5 legs above average. These would an ancient Mexican use to teach children manners. You've got chocolate, chili.
Monkey with a baseball bat seems pretty effective.
Definitely would.
You're not going to say please, we're going to get the monkey with the bat.
I personally would use a cactus.
What would you do with it?
Throw the child at it.
Then you are pretty much on a par with those ancient Mexicans.
Oh, am I?
Yeah. The Aztec, or the Mexica. The Mexica, as they were called.
Yes.
From which we get our word Mexico, did have a firm but fair way of treating their children.
That means very cruel.
Yeah. The Codex Mendoza was written by someone observing the practices of the Aztecs. And this is what he found. Basically, they were taught to be humble, hard-working and polite. Just like British... Oh, no, what am I talking about? So this is how it went. It begins with an 8-year-old boy being threatened with the spines of a cactus.
Wow.
The following year, he's stripped, bound and pierced in his neck, side and thigh. Next year, he's bound and beaten with a pine stick. The year after that, age 11, his father holds his son, bound and weeping, over a fire of burning chilies. As you can see, top right there.
All practices carried on in English boarding schools.
Yeah. Finally, a stroppy 12-year-old is bound and dumped in a damp vegetable patch for a day to reflect on his conduct. By the time he's 13, he's dutifully gathering reeds, as you can see.
Yeah, bearing a terrible grudge.
Which he will take out on his child.
Yes.
That's
So it's a sort of, yes, it's a meme of cruelty.
It is, yeah. But the Huichol Mexicans, and you'll like this, I think, Joe, they had an interesting practice, which is when a woman was pregnant, she would lie, and in the room above, her husband would lie, and he would have strings attached to his testicles, which would drop down into the room below where his wife was pregnant.
I'm loving this so far.
She would hold the strings, and when she had a contraction, she would pull, so that he was forced to share her pain.
Of course, he cunningly slipped the string off, tied it onto the boards of the bed and went to the pub.
So it was a dog.
Or his 12-year-old son.
It's possible. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, go on.
No, carry on.
No, I was going to say a very embarrassing story about testicles, but you carry on.
Oh, I want your testicle story.
All right, then. Well, we had this dog, and it got into the bed, and it started to lick the wrong set of testicles. That's all I'm saying.
Surely everybody wins.
Everyone's a winner.
Not everyone's in either.
No.
I haven't been back.
What would you find in a medieval manhole?
Do they keep their favourite things in it? Do they bury them in case of marauding pillagers?
We're actually in the Germanic regions here. Obviously, there was no Germany in the medieval times. But...
Access to drains.
No, it's a legal issue. It's a rather bizarre one. If a man wanted to take another man to court, in Germany and in England, they used trial by battle. In England, if a man wanted to take a woman to court, he couldn't use trial by battle. But in Germany, you could, but you had to dig a hole and be inside a hole and tie one arm behind your back. And then you could fight.
Yeah. I feel like on this panel show, I should be stood up like this, and all of you should be down there like, slashing around with jokes.
The man would be given 3 clubs with which he could, you know, try and hit the woman, and the woman would have rocks and a slingshot.
Did this actually happen? Or...
Yes. Oh,
really?
gosh, yes.
That should be surely the other way on. He should have the slingshot on the rocks if he's just stuck in a hole.
Yeah, I know.
She can stand back quite a way and just fire at him.
Stones.
Imagine then, I suppose you can get right down in your hole.
Yeah, and just go around like that. With your club.
If the man touched the side of his hole... You know what I mean? If he touched the side of the hole, he forfeited one of his clubs.
Right.
Then he only had 2 clubs left. But it's important to remember, whoever lost the battle would be put to death. So this is quite a serious
But they've already
thing.
sort of dug the grave, so it's all right.
It's
not as bad. Pop them in there, fill it in, we're done. That's extraordinary,
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I love about the show, that sometimes we can all just go,
That's quite interesting. Yeah.
Swear like a prepubescent supercomputer.
Wee.
Wee.
Poo.
Pretty close.
They're the main ones. The big 3.
It's a supercomputer. We've called it prepubescent because it's about 11 years old now. And...
It swears?
It's called Watson, and it is one of the smartest supercomputers around. It was first trained to win at the American quiz game Jeopardy, that you may have seen if you've ever been in the United States. It's on every single day.
They give you an answer and you have to say the question, don't you? Yeah.
So this actor played Jonathan Creek. The answer is, on Jeopardy, who is Alan Davis?
Yeah.
It's been going for 40 years or something on
Does
TV.
the supercomputer do proper swearing or swearing like Mother Funster?
Melon farmer.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, what they did was they fed it an online dictionary, and I think you can guess which one it was if it was swearing.
Urban Dictionary.
Urban Dictionary, yes, which is a rather naughty dictionary.
It is.
It has bad M words.
I don't know what... what's motorboat? Am I the...
Oh, OK.
Whoa!
We're not going to do it. It's where you put your head in between there and then do that.
Oh, yes, that's right. It's rather sweet, that, isn't it?
Rather sweet?
Well, nicer than Mingo or muffin top. Milkshake.
Where's your man cave? Have I got a man? No.
Is it like a den where you...
Oh!
I don't know.
That sounded like you'd suddenly got a catchphrase. Where's your man cave?
Sarah, where's your man cave?
Where's your man cave?
You definitely... Sarah, you definitely have one man cave. The question is, do you have 2?
Yes.
No. Answer.
I don't know. I'm still recovering from motorboat.
So, that's Urban Dictionary, and it was popped into Watson, this IBM computer, and unfortunately, he learnt too much from it. And so when they were testing it, before it went on Jeopardy, it was just saying bullshit to every question. Like a stroppy prepubescent, basically.
The question he asked was never, where's your man cave?
No, it never was. We just gave you some M's, just because it's the M series. But there are plenty of others.
Are they all like new words, those? Because milkshake's been around for a long time, but has it got a new meaning that I need to learn?
Yeah.
You're young.
Well, Khalees sung My Milkshake Brings All the Boys to the Yard, didn't she?
Yes, because she had, like, a van that sold milkshakes.
If that's what you want to think she meant, that's what she meant.
My dormitory at school had a milkshake club, but we won't go into that. What is the largest single man-made structure on the planet?
Oh.
I'm not falling for that one.
No way. No way.
Is it going to be a 50-mile-long tunnel or a bridge or something like that.
What we've got out of the way, because it's hanging here like
Yeah.
a worry, is it's not the Great Wall of China.
Oh, OK.
Yeah. Try a continent where it might be.
Europe. OK.
Europe is not where it is.
Asia.
Australia. Nor Asia, nor Australia.
North America.
Nor North America.
South America.
Nor South America.
Antarctica.
Nor Antarctica.
Arctic.
Russia.
Africa.
Africa! Thank you.
I really hope Ban Ki-moon isn't watching this one.
No, it's
So is it an Egyptian? Is it North?
It's Nigeria, in fact.
Oh.
It's the great earthworks of Benin.
The great earthworks of Benin.
Yeah. Sometimes called the walls of Benin.
The walls, of course, Benin.
Defensive
the
earthworks.
earthen walls of Benin in...
Dug by the Edo people. 10,000 miles in length.
Of it.
10,000
miles. By the Edos.
10,000 miles in length.
How could I forget?
I know. 4 times longer than the Great Wall of China.
Okay.
Puny little wall.
Consumed 100 times more material than the Great Pyramid of Cheops. Took 700 years and an estimated 150 million hours of digging. Severely damaged by the British when we sacked and burned Benin in 1897.
Aren't the British? Yes, well, they just wouldn't do as they were told. There's only so much gentle persuasion we've got time for. Sack and burn them, fuck the earthworks.
More or less exactly what happened.
Yeah. And then we twisted the knife by not remembering Africa existed.
What did they build it for?
Defensive.
Keep out the British, I imagine.
Worked very well,
Come and wait for
Of course, you could argue that the Eurasian road network is a bigger thing because it covers Portugal all the way to Siberia.
You can drive across
so
the
It's
whole
all
lot.
connected by road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's...
So who do we take this up with? The Guinness Book of Records? Or do we go to Nigeria?
And it was-
Okay, I think you found we've got something bigger, actually.
Yeah.
Further twist the knife again.
Show me the symptoms of bicycle face.
Bicycle face?
Mm-hmm. Wow. That's with goggles.
No, these are wheels.
Oh, I see. Sorry. Of course they're
bicycle-
wheels.
What is bicycle face when you get sucked off by your grifter?
Wow. Wow.
I better go.
Yes. No, that's the right answer. That's what I got written on the card. That's amazing. On my card in this universe, on the other hand, the Literary Digest in 1895 warned women cyclists. No, I'm looking at you. You are a woman.
I'm a woman, that's okay.
That
You can identify me as a woman.
It's going to get worse, I'm afraid.
Okay.
This thing is overexertion, the upright position on the wheel, and the unconscious effort to maintain one's balance produces a wearied and exhausted bicycle face.
And no one will marry you.
Yes. The main symptoms are a hard, clenched jaw and bulging eyes.
Wasn't sure what you were going to stop at.
Quite. As well as being flushed or pale, either of those. Yeah, and wearing a haggard, anxious expression.
That's just the fear of patriarchy.
Yeah. Well, there was a
much
worry.
pressure.
Some doctors said that cycling would irritate the pelvic organs and stimulate women to disturbing lusts.
If you can't get it at home, you get it on a bike, right, ladies?
Yeah.
Get your stimulated pelvic organs.
Well, there's a downside, according to a French expert, who
course.
said it would ruin the female organs of matrimonial necessity. Now, Carrie, tell me, your organs of matrimonial necessity.
Excuse me? What are you asking me?
I'm just hoping that they haven't been ruined by bicycling.
organs of natural necessity.
You know what? It's funny because the clitoris, if you go there.
She said it! She said it! She said it!
I've drawn a rainbow, everyone. It's all right.
Where's Sue Perkins when you need that?
The clitoris is actually a very large organ.
Carry out.
And it's just literally the tip of an iceberg.
When you say literally the tip of an iceberg...
Yeah.
I knew I was looking for it in the wrong place.
There was an artist in New York.
Yeah, an artist in New York.
Artist in New York, and she made like this obviously not to scale, clitoris, and she got women to ride on it. But it literally, it's huge. It's like there's this bit, and then there's these two other huge bits that are in the body. So it's just...
Who's looking behind you?
Yeah. Just here.
Wow.
But
you have two, don't you? Well, it's one under each arm. Yeah? Have I got this wrong? Alan, help me out.
It's OK, I didn't bring mine with me today. So to say it damages the marital organs is, again,
So how much more of it is there, then? Going...
Oh, my God. Guys, do we have to, like... Is this the bit where I tell you about explaining it to you? A woman at some point in your life should have explained this to you, but perhaps... I've never seen such fear in all your faces.
Do you think people will believe it if I say that my penis is only the tip of the iceberg in the door? It's a lot more under the surface, you haven't seen.
Monkeys spend their money on?
It depends on the monkey, doesn't it? Your macaque will spend it on cigarettes and drink. Your mandrill, DIY.
Mandrill. Obviously.
Surely the macaque would spend it on lavatory paper.
Oh, are we going that way, are we?
Food. I bet this... Is this going to be some sort of experiment where they got rewarded with something and they had to take it somewhere to get something else?
Well,
that sort of an...
They actually were
monkey
taught...
thing?
They were taught the principles of money and monetary exchange. They were given silver discs and taught that they could exchange them for food. These are capuchins, so-called because of their colours, the creamy top.
Really do look at a camera lens, don't they, monkeys?
Yeah, those do.
So loads of monkeys all staring at a camera lens.
Yeah.
If you notice there's one of them who's not looking at the camera lens.
Quite notably,
unless that monkey has had a very unfortunate accident with a camera.
Or he's
So why
looking for a game
capuchins
of
called
anal
capuchins?
hoop club.
Why are capuchins called capuchin?
Or is it
Cappuccino?
something to do with...
Coffee, because they're coffee-coloured?
Because they are the same colour as cappuccino, cream colour at the top, dark at the bottom. But that's why...
Monks.
That's right. It starts with the monks.
Something's gone wrong with me, I tell you, because
Capuchin monks have a cream-coloured cowl and dark habit, and so the coffee was named cappuccino because it was creamy at the top and coffee below. And similarly, capuchin monkeys have that colour.
It's impossible to take your eyes off that one. That's imagine what's going on in his head.
It is so severely inspecting, isn't it?
Mate, you've got a problem back here.
Something's just crawled into your arse.
Researchers at Yale taught capuchin monkeys that in exchange for a certain number of tokens, they could buy a certain number of grapes or little cubes of jelly. Once they grasped this, the extraordinary thing was they really got the whole concept. One of the monkeys used their new currency to give to a female to have sex with them. Essentially a prostitute. And the female would then take the disc and buy herself a grape. So the money had gone, you know, through the system as money does. Anyway, how mad can a mango make a man go? That's a mango. This is a story you either know or you don't, but it's actually genuinely a fascinating story and rather horrifically repellent too.
So where a mango made a man go mad?
It made a whole nation go mad, actually.
Is there something toxic about a mango?
Not toxic, it made them go mad in a fever of worship.
Oh, so they fetishise the mango?
They fetishised the man who gave them the mango.
But they made a god of a mango bringing man.
Virtually, yes.
Right.
Absolutely
Was it
right.
Del Monte, the man from Del Monte?
That would have been relatively sane in a strange sort of way.
Why did it to worship
This
the
was
man?
the largest nation on Earth in the 1960s, 1968 to be precise. China. So who ruled China in 1968?
Mao Zedong.
Mao Zedong. Yeah. The hero of the people. He received a crate of mangoes from...
The man from Del Monte.
The responsible was the Pakistani foreign
There we
minister.
go.
Do you know the story?
Yeah, because the Pakistani mango is, no matter what the Indians say, the best in the world. And the fact that I haven't had a Pakistani mango in up 3 years now is just a point of just
You really
misery
miss
for
them.
me. Oh my God, they're amazing. They really are.
If you try and eat a mango, usually they've been over-chilled in Britain, so they're fibrous, and the stone in the middle is too close to the flesh, and you try it with a knife and it squirts over you. What should you do? Should you just simply bury your head in it?
There's no dignity.
Right, so
Mangoes are like lobsters. You can't look cool and eat a mango. Like, you decide, I'm eating the mango or I'm getting laid tonight. Like, those are the choices you make in life.
Well, obviously then, the Pakistani foreign minister in 1968 thought he was doing a really smart thing by giving such a beautiful fruit, a crate of them, to the leader of the most populous nation on earth, Mao Zedong, and he instantly re-gifted those mangoes. This is where it gets weird.
Yeah.
He gave them to the factory workers' peacekeeping squads, who called themselves the Worker-Peasant Mao Zedong Thought Propaganda Teams.
Catchy.
What's the big deal? He didn't like them, re-gifted them. No story there. The crate of mangoes was split up and individual fruits were sent to factories where they were put on altars. So, yes, you're right, worship. Preserved in formaldehyde, sealed in wax, and in one case boiled in a huge pot of water. And 1 teaspoon went to each worker of the water.
So they didn't eat the mango?
No, this gets weirder. There were mango... There were mango... Lots of M's here. There were mango medallions, textiles with mango pictures on them, hundreds more mango artifacts, trays, mugs, fabric. The state even produced mango brand cigarettes. Despite all this, most people in China, of course, had never seen a mango. So there's only one crate to go around 1 billion people. It was then. One man who remarked that it was nothing special and looked just like a sweet potato was arrested as a counter-revolutionary. Put on trial, found guilty, taken to the edge of town and shot. For Finishing from this menu.
3 tortoises.
Can you imagine the anal retentives looking at that picture at home?
I just want to say hair, but that's...
Welcome to our world, Carrier.
Thank you.
No, the tortoises and the hair, not, sadly.
Okay.
Jugged hair.
69 tortoises.
69 tortoises.
69?
Yeah.
And the bitch ain't one.
That's what we were thinking of.
Is that a song?
I believe it's popular in the hit parade
You've
right
had
now.
that on the radio too, I'm sure.
What do we know about tortoises and their cousins?
They're old. There's one that just died that was around in George III's time.
Yes, there was one that died in
How do you
India
know if it was
that
dead?
belonged to Clive of India. Sorry?
Hey, man, you'd have to wait a few months to be sure it was dead.
Yes.
Or just asleep. Don't bury it, for God's sake.
Why do you think they have such enormous shells?
They got big TVs.
Lot of stuff, lot of belongings.
Lot of stuff, yeah.
That's the thing about getting old. You look around and you think, my God, look how much shit I've got.
If you're an agoraphobic tortoise.
Oh, terrifying.
It's better than being a claustrophobic
tortoise. Well, to return to our question, these tortoises are evidence of the first ever human feast.
First ever menu.
Rather than just eating, a real feast. And there were 71 tortoises consumed at this feast, it would seem, from archaeological evidence. So Alan said there were 3 tortoises missing from that list.
Yeah.
In fact, there were 2 missing. Because it should have been 71 instead of 69. So you're going to have a point for that.
Well, that's why not.
That's very good.
I'm +1, so I'm not going to speak again.
There was a female shaman's body discovered next to all these shells, and it seems there was a giant feast. It was 12,000 years ago.
Seems just unfair, really.
Yep.
You're basically born with a wok on your back.
Original microwave meal. The tortoise. Just pierce the top. It was 12,000 years ago, guys. I wasn't there. I didn't eat them.
Too soon. If it's anything like a micro meal, you stab it lots of times, don't you? Because you're never sure how many they mean when they say.
Have you got a set number you do when you do the microwave?
Yeah.
Oh, the idea of you at the microwave.
I had to do it in TV dramas where
I was playing a rough type.
So, come in, lie down, pop your feet in the stirrups, and let's see what the trouble is. What did Typhoid Mary die of?
Oh, don't start.
Yes, Ross. Was it lack of circulation to her toe?
Yeah, it's a possibility. Is it typhoid?
Her name, as the label around that toe said, was Mary Mallon, and she was known as Typhoid Mary. What did she die of? It wasn't typhoid.
Why am I interrupting you? I don't even know.
That's GI.
Yeah.
There was nothing wrong with her.
Would-
Boredom. She died of boredom
That's
from
what I was gonna say.
waiting to get typhoid and never getting it.
She had typhoid.
But
she
she
didn't
never
suffer
had
from typhoid.
symptoms.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Lucy Porter.
You're
She
welcome,
didn't have
Stephen
the
Fry.
symptoms. Typhoid Mary, round about the turn of the century, was a cook in New York, an Irish immigrant.
As the name would suggest.
Yeah.
Irish.
And she had typhoid, but no symptoms. She wasn't ill. She was immune to it, to all intents and purposes, but she was able to give it to others. And she did. 30, 40, 50 people, possibly.
Must be freezing in that ward with all that snow.
It's taken his mind off the fact he's been attacked by an octopus.
Presumably
Something with trailing legs.
they're all lying there going, sorry, what did you say your name was? What, Mary? Glad to be sharing a ward with you.
Well, the sad thing is that she was not a nice person by any way of looking at it.
All right, Stephen, she's dead. Come on.
The thing is, she worked in households as a cook, and people would die of typhoid in the household where she cooked, and she would mysteriously leave and take up a job in another one. So she knew that she was a carrier.
Oh, she was a carrier.
Because she was put into quarantine, and then she could go free as long as she never worked in service again, didn't cook. Within weeks, she got another job as a cook. And she tried to hide from the authorities. And so she ended up the last 2 decades of her life in quarantine. And she died of pneumonia, in fact.
But how did she pass it on? Saliva,
Oh,
fluids,
because she was...
body fluids.
Yeah, she had typhoid.
She went...
Yeah. She had coughed, anything like that.
She didn't have to wee
So
in the
her name
soup
has
and-
become synonymous.
I don't know anything about it. I thought it was waterborne. Was that cholera?
Well, it's spread by the germ in question is Salmonella typhi.
I thought you said that it's spread by a German. Just one German walking around the field. Is that the fella there, is it?
There it is, yeah. Unpleasant looking. Why is it called salmonella?
Salmon, that's salmon. It's fish-borne.
They were named by a bacteriologist called Salmon.
Of course.
Dr. Daniel Salmon.
Of course.
Who also died of pneumonia, as it happens. Not of salmonella.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm looking at that, I'm never going to eat Wotsits again.
How do you get a whole row of seats to yourself on a Virgin Airways flight?
Oh, if you're really fat.
That would, yeah, I think they might be able to get rid of an arm. But I don't think they'd let you on if you were any fatter.
No, but, like, really fat. Oh, I see what you mean.
Die is the right answer. You'd have to die.
Die!
Yeah.
You can't make people sit next to the dead. That's the truth,
Basically,
isn't it?
I think
You know?
that would be what it was. And if you're flying, say, London to New York, if you're near enough and someone dies, you'd turn around and all the other passengers go, "No, really? That's some consideration." but once you pass that point of near return, as they call it, then there's nothing you can do about it except go on to New York.
But what if the plane's full? Do they keep a row for the dead just in case? And in which case, if they keep a row for the dead, what if 2 people die?
There's always a row at the
If there's an
back,
outbreak
and
of sickness.
the crew use it for having their kip. What it means is the crew will then have to be awake.
Yes.
The dead bloke, that'll piss them off.
Does it happen a lot, though?
Oh, now, this is what's interesting. British Airways have about 10 deaths a year in flight.
Well, that food is just...
for 36 million passengers. So if you extrapolate out to the rather amazing 3.5 billion passengers that fly every year, that means there must be around 1,000 deaths a year. And different airlines have different ways of doing it. Singapore Airlines have a corpse cupboard. I don't know why it's funny, but it is. So no one need even know there's a dead person.
I'm sorry.
It's also Faulty Towers, isn't it?
If I ever die on a plane, I should like to be stored in the overhead lockers.
For the rest of time.
Yeah. British Airways, however, you get a good deal if you die because you go to first class. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
At last.
One long-established steward said, many years ago we used to give them a vodka and tonic, a Daily Mail and eye shades and tell passengers they were fine. We don't do that anymore. Yeah, I think... it's bad enough being dead, but having to hold a Daily Mail... Holy crap!
Daily Mail and other newspapers, not just the Daily Mail, when they talk about their circulation, they are also including the newspapers that they give away for free. And so I don't think the airlines or any of those kind of institutions actually pay for the newspapers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's mainly, the Daily Mail is mainly dead people on aeroplanes.
Yeah.
But the dead are very, very right-wing.
Serious for a moment. More than 100 million people were killed in wars during the 20th century, and the total number of people ever killed by wars could be as many as 1 billion. Einstein described war as a cloak that covers acts of murder, and Antoine de Saint-Exupéry called it a disease like typhus. With all that in mind, here is my question to you. Why did Hitler have such a silly moustache?
Thank God for that. I thought I was on the wrong show for a minute. Well, very serious.
I'm sure you'd agree with my description of war there, wouldn't you?
I would absolutely. This is a difficult show for me to be on because I'm a Quaker pacifist. So I'm not an ideal person.
Were you born a Quaker?
No, I wasn't. I was a Quaker by convincement, as they call it.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
And because my family, the Fry family, were very early Quakers.
Of course they were. Of course they were.
It's a very admirable thing, and the pacifism is taken very seriously, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it's a lovely thing until Hitler comes along, and then it's not much use.
Well, if we'd have done something about it before Hitler came along, then maybe it would
Shaved his moustache
And I
off.
think the reason he had that moustache is he was probably a fan of Oliver Hardy.
Ah, well, it's certainly true that they were popular in the 20s and increasingly in the 30s. Well, Charlie Chaplin, of course, is best known. But supposedly Hitler changed from what was a relatively bushy moustache. You may have seen a famous photograph of him as a Gefreiter, a corporal in the First World War. There he is on the left. But there are a couple of stories. No one's quite sure which is true. There was a fellow who served with him, Alexander Moritz Fry, great-uncle Alexander. He was in the same regiment in the First World War as Hitler, and he said that Hitler trimmed it into the familiar toothbrush in order to fit into the gas mask properly.
Oh.
Fry's account is controversial, apparently. He went on to become a satirist and fantasy novelist, starting a family tradition.
Here's the point about Hitler. He's judged very harshly by history, but he did kill Hitler.
I can't take that away from you, Jimmy.
Credit when credit is due.
That's true. Some historians believe that Hitler only adopted the tash in 1919, and his sister-in-law, who lived in Liverpool...
Well, she had one as well.
She may have done. Do you know what her name was?
Muriel.
Almost, as it were.
Gauss Adolf.
Bridget Hitler.
Bridget Hitler.
Yeah, that was her name. Bridget Hitler.
Bridget Hitler?
Yeah. Yes, she was married to Alois Jr., who was Hitler's half-brother. And they had a son, William Patrick Hitler.
Billy Hitler.
William Patrick Hitler went to America and won a Purple Heart in the Navy.
Changed his name, I presume.
Eventually to Stuart Houston, I think. And he claimed he wanted to forget anything to do with his uncle, but he named his first son Alexander Adolf Stuart Houston. Anyway, yes, Bridget, in her memoir, said that he came to visit Liverpool and that she told him that he should trim the ends of his moustache to make it less bushy. But, as she put it, as in most things, he went too far. Put him in his place. Describe the plot of, or sing a song from, the popular musical The Bathrooms Are Coming.
The bathrooms are coming. Thank God, I need a shit.
Bill, can you do me Cisterns Are Doing It For Themselves?
Oh, very good.
The bathrooms are coming, lock up your pipes. The bathrooms are coming, where are your knives? Kill them, they'll be coming. Kill them, the bathrooms are coming for your lives. They're coming for your souls.
I've had it installed now, but there's nothing to pay till September. I'm on a HP high, and ain't no debt collector ever gonna bring me down.
Water may be very hot.
Don't let the grout go mouldy on me. In country and western.
Well, no, if you're gonna do country western, it's gonna be fixed shower head, driving me wild. Can't find my crevices, no matter how hard I try. I'm gonna put my leg up.
No, don't.
Pull my jump to the side.
Thank you. Well, that was a big surprise. Thank you very much. Do you know what that might be? The Bathrooms Are Coming, written by a Broadway musical composer, but not for Broadway.
Was it a bathroom
commercial
company?
or something? Yes, the American Standard, they were called. And this was one of many, many, many industrial musicals which had their heyday between 1950 and 1980. 30 years of exciting musicals for conventions of various companies and their salesmen all over America. And they would write specialist musicals just for the salesmen, just for the conventioners, not for the members of the public. But they had big budgets and they were written by Broadway, serious Broadway composers who hid their names, I think.
Yeah.
But that's an example of one. The Bathrooms Are Coming in. An original musical presented by American Standard, as you can see. The Sound of Selling. B.F. Goodrich, 1966 sales meeting musical. It's not exciting. The Saga of the Dingbat.
This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Isn't it?
It's mental, isn't it?
These were
What's going
on? Well, when it started in the 50s, by about 1955, America made
Gone
two-thirds of the world's goods. Two-thirds of manufacturing industry in the world was American.
Was this at the height of this week's show was brought to you by Lorimer Cigarettes?
There was all that sponsorship going on
yeah.
the Ed Sullivan Show and things like that, yeah.
So, wait, hang on. If you want to, hang on a second. Oh, hang on. If you've a hankering for knowledge, but can't be asked for college, then this is the show for you. Something like that.
That's the one. That's the curiosities.
It's really quite interesting show.
A limerick composed by someone, which I invite you to recite to me. See if you can. Yes.
Oh.
That's a shock, isn't it?
Yes.
And you can do it.
Can you?
Yep.
Yes, you can. It is a limerick.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
You have to ask yourself what these numbers are. In fact, they have some
a dozen
other
and 12 dozen.
we're 12, but 144 is also called a
gross.
So, a dozen, a gross, a score, plus 3 times the square root of 4, divided by 7. You're all right, so you're doing well. Plus 5. Calm down. Do I have to slap you? You're right.
The episode of QI where Stephen just slapped me.
So say it again as a limerick. You can do it now.
Yes, yes.
Go on.
Go on then, Susan.
A dozen,
a
dozen, a gross,
a dozen, a gross, and a score, plus 3 times the square root of 4, divided by 7, plus 5 times 11 equals 9 squared, plus not a bit more. There you are. Well done. There was a guy called Lee Mercer who came up with that. This is rather good. 12 plus 1 equals 11 plus 2?
It does.
Yeah, but in what other ways does 12 plus 1 equals 11 plus 2?
Oh, is it an anagram, then?
They're anagrams of each other. 12 plus 1, written out, is an anagram of 11 plus 2.
Wow, you really have had too much time on your hands.
These were worked out by Nelson Mandela and Robin Island.
I think they're rather fabulous.
They are, right.
There. Now, what's the most inappropriate thing beginning with M that the Pope has kissed?
Yes, Sarah Millican.
My breasts.
Well, this has come as a shock to me. Tell the story. Where were you?
That's it. He sort of fell.
You fell on your breast.
I was in, like, W.H. Smith's, and he come in to bless some Bibles or something, and he just tripped on because the carpet was... And I had a low-cut top, and I don't wear one for QI because it feels disrespectful.
Yes.
But I normally have them out, and he just landed, and because his natural inclination is to kiss things, he just kissed them.
Wow.
What was his reaction?
Did he like it?
He was pleased.
Did he go,
No, he was too polite for that, but I could see a little glint in his eye.
Anyway, a merkin. What's a merkin?
It's a pubic wig.
A pubic wig. Could a pope kiss a pubic wig? Wow. Is it likely?
If he was drunk enough.
On communion wine.
In a different way.
Well, we get back to the 17th century.
It's a tall lady.
I think you're going to like this man. There's an English highwayman called Captain Dick Dudley.
Dickie Dudley.
Dick Dudley. I think you're going to like Dick Dudley. He was hiding in Rome, and while he was hiding from the law enforcement officers, he bought a dead prostitute's pubic wig, a merkin, from an anatomist. He dried it well and combed it out, that's in inverted commas because it's a quotation, and sold it to the Pope. There they are. There's a selection of them.
Wow. I like the one on the bottom right. That's excellent.
Good, nice curls.
Yeah. That's had a perm, that one.
So this was Ann Summers back in the day?
Yeah.
Kind of.
My goodness.
He sold it to the Pope, could have been Clement X or Innocent XI, as a piece of St. Peter's beard. Popes like relics. He's a great man. I like Dick Dudley.
Pope Gullible the Fourth.
Yeah.
A beard, you say?
St. Peter's. Exactly. The Pope put it on his mouth, kissed it multiple times, and appeared to be thrilled with his purchase. Dick was paid 100 ducats, and he immediately skedaddled it out of Rome before anybody caught up with him and could call his bluff. Match, and it's penalty time. For the best chance of success, where should you aim?
At the ball.
And then into the goal. I'm so bad at sport, my inclination would be to... I know where I'd hit it, so I would then just reverse my natural inclination. That would probably be the best.
It's a bit of game theory going on,
Well,
on yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, I'd go top right, which means that probably the best way would be bottom left.
Top corner either way is not the best.
Is it at the goalie?
Yes.
Because he's going to jump.
Because he's going to...
Yeah.
He's going to go.
Because the goalkeeper nearly always goes one way or the
So
other.
you hit it straight in the middle?
Straight down the middle is far and away the most statistical, likely way of doing it. But it's odd because footballers know this, because it's been, you know, obviously well gone over, and yet footballers don't.
It's because they just think they'd look so stupid if they kicked it right at the keeper and the keeper just caught it.
If the 1 or 2 times out of 100 the goalkeeper does actually stay in the middle and the ball goes and hits him, the crowd would just boo their heads off and think that the penalty taker is the biggest idiot in the world, although statistically he was doing exactly the right thing. So they'd rather not look a fool.
Because it's seen as 50-50, whether if the goalie goes the correct way and saves it, it's still seen as all right, isn't it? It's
Yes.
bad luck.
In fact, it's 57% in one direction, 41% in the other. You know which that might be?
Left, right?
It's 57% left, yes.
'Cause
They go left more
Right
often.
foot.
And 2% in the middle. 3 countries have an absolute 0% success record in penalty shootouts. They played 2 and lost 2.
San Marino?
No, it's Gabon,
Micronesia,
Romania and Chile. But there's one country that's taken part in more than 2 and has the worst record of all in the world.
Is it
apart from
England?
those 3. And it's England.
Yeah.
Why is what a surprise.
No,
We've won 1.
We've won 1 out of 8. 12.5% success rate, as opposed to Germany, who've won 83% of theirs.
Why is that, then? Because presumably all teams have access to that very simple statistical information. Is it just the fact that it's now embedded in the psyche?
Mentally weak.
No, I'm not. Come on. Do you think hypnotism would help?
Probably.
Of the keeper?
Or the
opposing keeper,
I think if it was me, I'd stand by one post, feigning indifference. And then as he went out to take it, I would sprint to the other post, surely distracting him. And if he did go that way, it would hit me on the way past.
That would do it. Yep, that's a plain truth. To be successful in penalty shootouts, either go straight down the middle or be German.